Hello, welcome back to the GG.Bet New York Invitational. I nearly did it, Hugo. I nearly called it the Chicago Invitational, but we didn't. So, yeah, yeah, exactly. It's definitely hard to do when you've drilled it all into your head. It's New York.
See, if you didn't bring attention to it, no one would have known, Dinko. You got to slide past the mistakes next time.
Yeah, but I'll bring it up. I'll own it for once.
Anyway, the Cologne Invitational. No.
Well, yes, obviously it is going to be Winstrike taking on Sprout here, and it's going to be Dust 2, a map where both of these two teams are comfortable on. Winstrike have shown that they can play Dust 2, obviously it being a CIS team, but Sprout, they've been a team that have gone towards it quite a bit.
Yeah, without a doubt. I think this Winstrike team is really exciting. Obviously, coming into this game as underdogs, but, you know, we got some real names on this roster, right? It's made some moves since the old Winstrike that made the top 8 of the major, you know, a couple of years ago or a year ago. We've got the likes of Bondic, we've got Edward, we've got Norbert, we've got Kvik, you know, some really sick players in their own right here.
Yeah.
And you know, finally having some kind of old guard CIS players come into this, you know, new formation of younger players in this team. I think it could be a good mix, but not an easy game to start off.
Yeah, the last time I think I seen Winstrike play from recent memory of casting them is back at the minor qualifiers for the CIS minor, and they unfortunately didn't make it there because they lost to a team called Warthog. So not exactly the greatest start with Edward being added to the roster. I'm probably going to see a little bit more of as time goes on of this team improving. You know, Edward and Bondic, they generally are going to be the two legendary players that they experience on the team, helping some of the younger players like Norbert's really start to shine in the CIS scene.
Oh, he's really sick. I mean, we talk about like young talent like Denmark, for example. I think the CIS scene is another scene where we have so much young talent. You look at players like Itis Balance or Norbert and some of these guys in up-and-coming teams. Some die young from FPL, right? There's just so much young talent, and that's always great. So let's see them put to the test up against the Germans of Sprout. It's not big. It's the second-best German team, and these guys are really good as well, I'm sure. Well, everyone knows who Sprout is at this point.
Yeah, everyone does, and they've been performing very well, actually. Staying together, finding consistent results, but we move into the pistol. There's going to be Winstrike on that T side. Seriously up towards the short position on the CT side, looking for the early pickup. They start to run it towards him. It's Bondic with the headshot coming right through his mirror, but steps up as well. Norbert has got a kill, so that gives Winstrike the advantage, and the bomb plant can come through.
And it's a long plant as well, assuming Norbert doesn't get jump shot. That's going to be very favorable for Winstrike. He actually almost got spotted by Mirbit, who looked away towards Cat. Norbert repositioning close on the ramp, and Keto's found a kill up top mid in the meantime. Now these teams going to get aggressive. Peak CT together, a triple peak coming through, and Mirbit's gone down. Now the retake from Faven and Keto. Nice shots from Faven, but will it be enough? Keto, he's not got a kit. He's got 10 seconds. He's found him. Actually, kit on the ground, but he's got to win the fight first, and Kvik is just backing off, making his life more and more difficult. One bullet needed, but he can't connect, and Keto's going to pick up the clutch. Sprout find the pistol.
They do indeed, and well, that's a brilliant start for them. It was looking good for Winstrike as they come in towards short, but in the end, Sprout the team to prevail. And coming into this, I think I've got to go with the Sprout win here. I think they're going to be the team that is able to take this. Certainly agreeing with me is GG.Bet, 1.2 for Sprout, 4.22 for Winstrike. It's actually changed slightly. But are you going to side with the GG.Bet odds, or are you going to go and throw a curveball?
No, I'm on Sprout's boat right now.
Yeah. I mean, I love the whole story of they were Seed, another Sprout. They'll eventually move on to Tree.
Need New York for that.
Yeah, they do. The big apple they can maybe turn into.
Well, Spiddy is hungry. He's going aggressive towards long. Edward's been flashed up, but he doesn't check the corner. It's a double peek. Mirbit coming in to assist. Spiddy, how is he not dead here? He's still holding strong. Utility going out. Winstrike being held back by the Molotov. And that smoke will allow him to cross towards the pit. Just about 6 HP. And now at least he's got some support from Long. They're going to try and take him down. Vic does get an opening kill, but Spiddy is just so dominant in this pit. How is he doing this? 4 kills of the UMP. That is brutal.
Really solid stuff. Just absolutely dropping Winstrike as they came in towards long. And well, we move into this one with Winstrike again having no money in the bank really. So it should be 3-0 for Sprout. And this is the start they would have wanted, especially coming onto a map like Dust 2. It's one of the maps I would say Winstrike will be most happy with getting in a best of 1. It's a map they've shown they can play, and a map they've decided to pick in a lot of series. So certainly a map that they'll be able to compete on.
Yeah, I think they're just using the old wait and spawn and discuss your next rifle round strategy. Taking it very slow with the pistols, not forcing, of course.
Lion is also a player. I don't know if you're too familiar with him, but he was a really good opera back in EPG. with Hooch at the helm. So it's really an interesting player to keep an eye on. But there's the span coming in from Mirabit. He's going to do some damage onto Kvik and sort of scare them away from that long position.
Yeah, Winstrike really just falling one by one at this point. Pondix waiting to go through middle with Norbert. Flash is there, great flash. Actually, Searson fully blinded, but they didn't expect Favin in the close corner. He spotted both players up top mid and just tapping away with the SMG, trying to finish off these couple of kills. Shouldn't be any casualties here for Sprout, really. And that will remain true. 3-0 for Sprout, 5 players surviving. They can run a bonus round here, and Winstrike finally coming in with guns.
Finally, a hurdle that Sprout will have to jump over. It's been relatively simple since the pistol.
It's not a bonus round. They've gone for double orbs. That's a huge investment.
That is a massive investment. And Favin, he's going to be one of them. Sirius in the other. Quite interested to see how this will work out on the CT side. Again, Dust 2 is a map they can be very, very potent on. And while Favin has been sent off towards the B bomb site with his, as Sirius wanted to challenge towards long, but the flash come in. A Lion goes for the shop. He's forced away.
Yeah, that Molotov sending him packing, and Searson can reaggress. He's got full control of the long doors right now. Winstrike, in the meantime, working their way up catwalks, but he's watching it from lower. Oh, he might just walk out at the wrong time, though. Edward swivels back. Great shot from him. Winstrike finally with the man advantage, and we're going to have to see Sprout adjust their setup, move one of their long players back, because now they've lost control of the catwalk and any info that goes with it. So flash is going up, and Winstrike just trying to show their hand up towards A. Bomb still at the top of middle, though, so they can really go anywhere with this. They could even execute in a late B play, and actually it could be that with a Lion going back through spawn.
And they're leaving their options open at the minute. They don't want to fully commit to anything just yet. They want to get some information. Perhaps a Sprout player will come their way. As they want to barrel in towards long, where Mirabit is currently waiting. He's in a bit of an off angle. They shouldn't really expect this. It might be good for 1 or 2 to get the info. Wow. In fact, they do expect it, and Kvik pre-fires it. So Mirabit, he's gone, and it's a 2-man advantage for Winstrike.
What a shot from Kvik as well. 20 seconds, that's the issue. 3 on 5, advantage for Winstrike. But if Searson could just delay this bomb plant, he can win this round on his own. He misses the timing up on catwalk, and he'll get taken down from long. Kvik just on a roll here with the Krieg. Bomb gets chucked over. Plant will be able to come through just fine, and Sprout going to have to save one of these AWPs plus the rifle, gifting another AWP over. It's actually going to get thrown out the map, though. So Winstrike crossing their T's, dotting their I's, and picking up their first round.
Yeah, that long take was just beautiful, right? You know, you expect at least 1 kill to come in from Mirabit there, but Kvik obviously was ready for it. Dealt with it like a pro, so 3-1, Winstrike. Their first gun run comes a little bit late, but obviously they win it, and they win it convincingly. They keep all 5 players alive. So that'll give them a great chance to build up that economy and really start to challenge early here against Sprout. And like you said earlier, that investment is so heavy from Sprout, so that'll really start to damage their economy.
They're still able to buy here, but yeah, it screws them up in the long run. Luckily enough, it's not like, you know, it put them to pistols here. The 2 saved rifles allows for the full buy to come through, and another AWP even bought up. So looking to make this double AWP a staple of their CT side. We'll see if we even have that mid-fight from a Lion as well. A Lion, I think, was the term a lot of people started calling him, but it could be Alien, it could be, I don't know. Could be anything.
It could be
Dave.
L1.
Probably not that one.
Norbert, he will make his way through and kill Speedy. He'll look for the follow-up, but it's Mirabit who will take away Edward, and Mirabit finds another through the smoke. He's doing it all. The Searson steps up. Finally, Bondik finds a kill back, and well, this is a complete polar opposite as to what we've seen Winstrike have in the previous.
Double tunnels push, though, from Sprout. They realize there's so much, fighting going towards long. There's likely going to be no one in the tunnels watching their push. So Keto gets up into the spawn. Bonding in the open. He's dead, and that's the bomb drop with it. The Lion's got to pick up a 1-on-3 here, but first he's got to get that package. Easier said than done. Clearing out middle. Might even catch this and getting aggressive on the catwalk, but he's actually going to have the perfect timing to top mid. Flick shot not hit. Leon looking for another angle, going back in towards suicide. Searson heard that scope without doubt, and he'll hit the shot. So 4-1 to Sprout. Winstrike, they find their first rifle, but Sprout come back in with the big old AWPs, and they find a response.
It comes back to the point that Winstrike, when they won their first round, they won it with all 5 players staying alive. So that does give them money moving into this next one, and they can again challenge against Sprout, but this will be the last one. They'll have the full buy. If they lose this one, they'll be back to a weaker affair. So Sprout certainly want to get off to a hot start on their CT side, and this will be the round to do it in.
Yeah, back towards long. Winstrike really love this long position, but Molotov's landing before they can even get around the corner. They've got to wait them out. Apparently not. Smoke on the molly and flashes over the top. They just go right through. Norbert getting a double kill. What a way to start a round. Sprout were not ready for Winstrike to push through that Molotov. One man on the site, another in CT. Both of them AWPs here as they wait for Winstrike to cross. There's no cat presence here at all from this T side. They're just committing towards long fully with a late flank coming in underpass.
Smoke's got out. It's going to be Searson up on top, looking over the top of the smoke, trying to spot ahead, but they haven't crossed over just yet. They're still towards long, and Searson, he's going to be burning. Flashbang comes in, and that'll force him all the way towards CT. And finally, first blood is drawn for the last remaining seconds. It will be Edward taking Keto. Searson able to drop Edward, and Bondic, he will drop Faven, leaving Searson into a 1v4. They'll go up towards the window, and it's not looking good for Sprout's chances at all here. As Bondic, I think he knows he's there.
Yeah, they both know now.
Yeah, this is going to be so awkward, battling between the door and the window. Bondic's actually committed to the window at this point. Searson looking for the pickup. Nice shot. Headshots through, but he's under so much pressure at this point, and the line will drop him. No AWP to be seen for Sprout. Saved over. And, well, good reply from Winstrike.
That's a really good call from Winstrike. Instead of, after they get that 5-on-3, instead of just throwing all the smokes on A and the Molotovs and just crossing and trying to plant, they do a really good job of feigning the attack, throwing all the utility, and then sending a B player in to catch the flanks, knowing that Sprout are not going to have anyone dedicated to that B bomb site with, you know, so many Molotovs going through on long. So Winstrike slow it down on that A site, don't overcommit, and they wait till they've killed at least one of the flankers to divert Sprout's attention. But another round taken, and the money broken here from the CT side.
The Lion just going straight towards long already with the AWP. He's out and through, but Spitty spotted the bomb up towards top mid, so he can hold on to that. Or at least try to, as Edward's running in towards him. He's only got a USP to defend, so Edward will drop him easily. And Winstrike, well, they'll know what kind of buy they're up against now, so this should be one where Winstrike take it over the line pretty easily. They know they'll have to check all the corners. This is where we're going to find players hiding in lots of hidey holes, just hoping they can steal away a gimmicky kill. And well, Sprout, they're going to be backing off and playing a little bit more passive, hoping they can wield this scout to success.
Yeah, looking like they just want to group up in B with an A fake being sold. Will force a rotate off. Keto going to move, and that's a B site open for business right now. Maybe reconsidering. And at the right time, because this is when Winstrike are going for a contact play, creeping in through the tunnel. There's the bomb already spotted, so now the full rotate coming back. Big kill from Keto. Can they get any more from it? Trade is there, but the scout does reign supreme, and Sisson's making this round a reality. He's dropped the bomb. The only players left are on the wrong side of the map selling the fake. And Edward, even though he's out through middle, it's being covered by both sides. Ooh.
Oh, well, he is 18 HP. Seriously, even with the USP, that will be enough to drop Edward. He's done a good job already with 2 kills picked up on the scout. 20 seconds. Edward, he has to go and get the bomb. Does he even think this is a possibility? I don't think he does, so he's going to let this one slide. It will be Sprout taking away a run. They should not have won, but we continue with this back and forth.
I don't know why Edward's going so slowly here into the B bomb site. Maybe expecting a tunnels push, but
he just has no chance of winning it now.
Yeah, couldn't be further from the truth. Just gets to the bomb with 3 seconds left, and yeah, that's a curious one. If you push through the doors there, he at least has the guarantee of taking a fight, right? Like getting a one-on-one, you might win it, you might lose it, but it doesn't matter. You know, you gave it your all instead of creeping through tunnels and just losing the round via time. So Winstrike are going to go back in with a buy, but it's not perfect.
Well, if anything, if this back and forth is anything to go by, we'll probably see another run win coming here for Winstrike, and we'll continue the process. And obviously that back and forth is never good for the CT side economy. It is the one that will take the bigger hit due to it just being more expensive on average to be a CT. So we'll see if Sprout can put 2 together, but ESLOne gets an opportunity to take a fight towards middle. He'll take that fight, but no one comes out on top. So Searson, again, battling towards long, falling away. We've had engagements, but no kills yet.
Winstrike just taking their time up on Catwalk again, hoping a pick presents itself. Not looking too likely. A bit of a Mexican standoff right now with these AWPs. Oh, first to fall though. Searson gets aggressive and not for his own good, Ali, and finding the opening kill. Now Winstrike can set up for an execute up on short. The bomb is outside of long as well, just keeping an eye on a potential push. But Sprout have not been keen to go too aggressive on the CT side. And now would not be a good time to do it because everything's covered. Now Winstrike grouping up for this A play. Bondic trying to sell a B fake with a smoke, but all that's going to do is force out utility. They're not going to commit to rotating. Spitty spotted the cat play, and now Winstrike are pushing.
Well, Spitty holding on towards the ramp. It's Norbert that will take him away. It's going to be the two-man advantage for the T side. The bomb getting planted, the digits punched in. And we should be looking at a 5-3 scoreline with Sprout with no other option but to hang on to what they've got. Maybe it's hiding as far away as possible in the pit. And well, there it is. It continues to be back and forth. And like I said, it's not going to help that CT economy whatsoever. Searson and Spitty, they're not going to have too much to work with moving into this next one. They might have to rely on a drop from a teammate. And even at that, what kind of drop can they expect to get? Maybe a FAMAS, a UMP, one of the weaker weapons for sure.
It could even be a situation where, I'm not sure the loss bonus, but it could be a situation of just going for pistol and armor on those two extra players and keeping the 3 rifles and see what happens there. You know, if you get an opening kill, you can chuck over a gun to one of those players with just armor. I
mean, they are only at first stage loss bonus because it has been so back and forth. No one's been able to build up a streak of wins or losses, so money is definitely not great here. They can get Kevlar in. Maybe an upgraded pistol from a couple of teammates thrown over would be accepted, but they're actually just not even going to buy armor. They're going to save the money and just hope that it's enough with the rifles, and they hope that they saved. I like that decision, actually.
Yeah, safest choice you can make here, while still having an actual chance to win the round, albeit being slim. These 3 guns have to really make magic happen. Boost up on Catwalk. Norbert spotted, but not the connecting shot. Sprout have been given a lot of opportunities for these early AWP fights. They've not always been winning them. Spitty getting shut down in middle through the door. And Winstrike, they are keen on taking Catwalk, but we still have this close setup with the AWP here. This is a dangerous one. Favin getting caught. Searson's going to grab the AWP. He does go back in for the trade, but it's only 1 before Edward picks him up. Winstrike a man up, make that 2, and looking to take over the A site is Edward alone.
Well, Winstrike again, they've forced the Sprout side to save over towards the other side of the map. So it's going to be 5-4, and finally Winstrike put 2 together. Well, has got the early signs of a close affair here on Dust 2. Exactly what we would have expected after seeing the map come through in the veto. Winstrike just making sure that everything is in the right position, that they take the bomb site, they can't be caught out by anything. They know they can lose these kinds of runs before. You know, we've seen only the Scout and a couple of liquid pistols win for Sprout, so Winstrike need to be careful, and well, it's good to see they've got that in their head.
This is a dangerous cross Mirbit's playing, but he's got to have some information, make sure the Winstrike can't get too close. Keto thinks he knows, but actually he doesn't. Not that deep in the tunnels just yet. Winstrike getting spotted in middle. They're not going to dedicate too heavily to chasing these guns, but if they can get a player peeking or crossing, then they'll take that. Might see one player just run in and hope they get a double, but double peek coming through. That's a tag, and because it's a jiggle from Bondic, he knows Mirbit's pushed tunnels, and he almost finds the kill. Mirbit gets through safely, but he loses Keto at the back of the site in the meantime. So 1 save, not great round for Sprout, but Winstrike finally getting on the board here on the T side.
Well, at least they save something. There's always a silver lining. And the money, it's not amazing, but it's still enough to get a decent buy-in here on the CT side.
I think the pause is probably what they're debating right now, like Mirbit throwing over a gun, Searson maybe getting glass cannon.
It's just what Faven's going to buy. Honestly, you could probably go with an SMG here at somewhere. You know, UMP would be fine. A shotgun even, if you play a close range angle.
They should just drop him. They should just drop him, yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, Mirbit has the extra cash. That does work out for him. So there you go. It's Buys not too bad. They've gone for the glass cannon.
Yeah.
Saracen certainly can be a player that can have impact. We've seen that already. We'll see if Winstrike can hold him off as they come into it. It's a line on the op going for the tag. He's going to attempt it, but doesn't come quite through.
Nice and slow start for Winstrike, just feeling out where Sprout are going, seeing if there's any aggression. There is some up on Catwalk. We have a triple setup here. Sprout realizes it's been one of their weak points so far in this map. I like this setup as well. First player is going to be Spiddy to make contact, but he's got the AWP right behind him. And there it goes. Any trade? Yes. But he still hasn't seen this AWP.
Oh, well, he knows it's there now, but it doesn't matter because Fafen starts towards short with the kill coming in. It's going to be the 4v3. And under a minute left to play with on this clock. What is the call from Winstrike? They seem to want to go in towards the B-bomb side. They've stacked most of their forces here with a third player arriving as well. Keto, he's going to hide behind the car. Good angle for dealing with a couple of players with the smoke, so we'll see if he can hold on as Faven has arrived to help him. Smoke can go out down towards the door, but Faven's going to walk right through it, it seems. If he can get the timing played well, and there it is. The kill comes through. Keto still in the car. And while Winstrike, they wanted to commit to it, but no real chance here with the line 1v4.
Yeah, he needs the kills, really. And the only chance Winstrike have of getting kills is ESLOne getting some saving exits. Mibit's coming in through T-spawn as well. Very close as well. Oh, the knife's out. Mibit getting an opportunity, but not grasping it. Only damage. Now the double tunnels push, but I mean, this round's already done. So Sprout don't really need to get aggressive. They'd rather just salvage guns, make sure they got that AWP. Of course, was glass cannon, so getting the upgrade of armor coming into the next round and keeping this nice and back and forth. 6-4. No one really taking a convincing lead.
There's no one really jumping off the page either that you could tell they're going to be the better team in this as well. You kind of, it's very even, which is really good to see. When you're in these sort of back and forth, you can sometimes tell which team is.
Yeah, well, in this case, Sprout at least are leading the scoreline. I like the adaptation they make up on short, knowing that that's been a constant issue. They go for the triple setup. Winstrike were never ready for it. Oh, that's a shot. Searson getting picked up in mid. That's the only AWP for Sprout gone immediately in this round. We might see that tunnels push come through again from Sprout. Seems to be a common, result of them losing that mid battle. And they will go for it. It's empty, but of course it is. Winstrike have 5 players up on long right now.
Yeah, it's definitely no points for guessing which site Winstrike want to go towards. They're going to double smoke the cross towards CT. The rest of the troops starting to come on in. And we'll see if Sprout can rotate in time as the smoke goes on towards the site. Mirbit has Spiddy to try and hold on together, to try and delay for the teammates to get in. A Speedy up on top, gets the kill on a Bondic, but Edward and Kavik, they'll get themselves 2 back. And well, that should be enough to confirm Winstrike's win here. 6-5 will be the scoreline. And again, it's rinse and repeat for Sprout. Back to the B-bomb site to save on to 2 weapons.
Yeah, and this is where games can swivel so heavily in favor of the T side here when you're having these back and forth situations, these constant saves. Sprout just don't have the money to contend, and Winstrike, 4 players surviving here, they would rather keep everyone alive. No point hunting guns. Build up your own economy, and with 5 rounds under their wing now, Sprout are finally going to have to look at another eco. So I feel like we haven't really had the ecos. We've always had like 1 or 2 guns in every round, but I mean, we're going to have 2 guns coming into the following round, but nothing behind that.
One of them is an AWP.
Yeah.
So that could convince the rest of the guys to buy up. They've seen a lot of AWP central plays come through, but we'll see if they make that decision. They've been quite a reserved team in terms of their approach to their economy.
Yeah, it's just a really hard call here when you don't have like consistent loss bonus to justify, going for an eco. And yeah, they are going to buy it. It makes sense that Winstrike have only won 1 round in a row. So Sprout know that, okay, we're not exactly going to have money flowing out of our armpits in the next round. We may as well just fully invest and hope for the best. That's the motto.
Should get that on their t-shirts.
Yeah.
Charge a royalty though, Hugo.
I always do. My rates are ridiculous.
Well, it will be Norbert taking 2. Seriously able to step in as well as Bondic will fall, and it is a 3v3. And this is too close to call yet again. It's just been so back and forth, but Keto has a good angle. Edward's going to be spotted, and that's the headshot. Man advantage for the CT side. Two players approaching from long. One has the bomb. Norbert the front man, but Alliant close by, scoping in, looking for the pick on towards the site. He'll have to use his smoke to cover off the cross with Faven in elevator. There's the follow-up. And this should be enough to get them across to the bomb site, but will they be able to hold on? That's the question. There's Alliant coming in from behind. Faven trying to get the timing, trying to get some information. But the bomb plant is coming through, and that's the timing for Faven to walk through the smoke and try and get behind them on the ramp.
Very smart. He's going to be there before they're even aware that he could be in position. Alliant's going to turn back, but Faven's already pushed up close, and he might not be ready with the AWP. One more kill needed, and Faven's going to find it. A very big play coming through that smoke. You constantly see players in that situation just run through and try and take a fight. And at max, maybe they get a kill and get traded, but that's how you really get the value out of that position. Wait for the bomb to go down, wait for Winstrike to get too comfortable, and then sneak up from behind. 7 rounds to Sprout. They pick up the force.
Well, if this continues, this back and forth, winner on, loser on, it will be Sprout the victors because they are currently 1 ahead. And they continue to do so. To try and extend. Not a 2 up. Will be Searson on the AWP again. A buy coming back through for Winstrike. Surely at some point this has to end. This madness has to end. But Alliant, he says no. He'll start it off well with a kill through the smoke onto Faven. Man advantage for Winstrike.
As has been the case a lot of these rounds. Back into middle. Maybe going for a mid to B play here, but they've got no one in the tunnels. Just the bomb dropped. Keto's going to need to rotate back into the MTV site, and Searson hitting shots in middle gets rid of Norbert. That's something. That's a response. That's a 4-on-4 here for Sprout. Ooh. Oh, this so... Searson does know how close he is to dodging death. Spinny going to get flashed up on Catwalk, and he finds Kvik. There's no one here to trade as well. Even though he tried to tuck himself into the corner, Sprout are going to remain victorious.
For the time being, at least, with 1 minute and 2 seconds left on the clock. Still time for Winstrike to find a way into this as the smoke goes off towards B ramp, Molotov towards short. Want to back off and go towards the long position where Edwards forced his way through. Flash comes in. He'll want this kill, and he's got it. That's right back into a 3v3. And they've still got time to encroach on this A-bomb site as Mirbit's on the spot. He'll be just hiding behind the boxes. If he peeks, he surely dies here. So it's just all about staying passive in behind the boxes, trying to get the info once they come there. And maybe at least 1 kill is what he'll be looking for.
Searson's got the cross held though, and they don't have enough smokes to cover the entirety of this. They might wait for that Molotov smoke to bloom, and Edward uses it to his advantage. There's the trade. 1 more player. Edward's on a tear. 3rd kill of the round. He's even going to try and cut off the rotate, but falls. That's the bomb still on the site for Bondic. He can get the plant in. It's going to be a 1-on-1 battle of the wits as Keto comes in from the catwalk. Oh, that's, yeah.
Well, Bondic's just going to stay on the site. There's a decent angle to try and hold this from as well, but comes down to time, and Keto wanting to come in from the short position. He has no real other option at this point. He starts to move in, but Bondic's looked away at the wrong time. He looks back towards short. That's where Keto is. They spot each other, but Bondic, he has the cover of the boxes. He has the advantage here at this point as Keto keeps moving forward. Bondic tries to run away, but he's shot up, and that's Keto taking that away. And Bondic, I don't know what he's doing there.
He was playing that so well as well. He burnt down so much of the time. Another 5 seconds and he wins that round. All he has to do is kind of hide inside of the site, tries to catch the timing moving away, but Keto was so wide that he was not going to let that happen.
Oh, it feels like Bondic definitely could have pulled that off if he just hidden behind the boxes. There was only 10 seconds left.
Exactly.
I don't know. A little bit strange, but of course, when you're in those positions and the pressure is high, sometimes it can force you to make decisions like that.
Yeah, and that's the thing. If he lands that jump and he gets off and doesn't get killed, he's won that round, 100%. So, it's a risk-reward play. Doesn't always work out.
Well, Searson, good start for Sprout. It will be the man advantage there. And they look to try and get 9 here. Searson gets another opportunity, but Norbert just swings on by the doors. No fear in the youngster on Winstrike. He'll be up towards the short position already.
They are more than aware of that. Spiddy's keeping his eyes trained. Searson's running through spawn. That could bait Norbert in, thinking maybe there's no one watching him, but Spiddy certainly is ready. Mirbit could use a flash on long here. Kvik's pushed up and he hasn't spotted him. Oh, the lamppost getting in the way for a second, but dealt with. Another one. And that's the round locked in by Sprout. Only pistols for Winstrike, no armor even behind that one. So 9-5 at the half, 1 round left. The buy is in. The AWP is a factor for Winstrike at once more, but they can lock in 6 rounds. That would be lovely. If not, then this is this turned from a very back and forth half into a dominant affair for Sprout. 10-5 is a great scoreline.
It's like they've finally shaken Winstrike off in these last couple of rounds. You know, it's been so back and forth and really hard to get rid of them.
We saw our first eco round just there.
Yeah, so that, I mean, that it's kind of crazy to say that we've seen 1 in the entire first half, but there it is.
Edwards on the armor Glock, everyone's favourite. Oh, he's gone back. He realised he forgot his gun.
Well, Searson's got another opening pick yet again. Well, Bondic nearly falls as well. This could be absolutely horrible for Winstrike.
Playing with fire and smoke up on long. Might just see Winstrike walk into B here in this situation. They've not got a lot to play with. They've been locked out of long early on. Bondic got extremely low HP. Line being flashed up in the tunnels as well makes matters worse. Now, there's not much utility to really stop a B play at this point. Faven has all of it towards middle, but his rotate might not come in time because Kito's not going to have the information. He's tucked in on Car. That Molotov will send Faven on the rotate. He's going to smoke it out. I think that came in a bit late, though. I think Winstrike won't fall for that play. Searson even finding another follow-up kill in middle and getting from bad to worse. Winstrike, they have to go B.
Smoke goes in, Molotov comes in behind the smoke though, and that'll delay Winstrike even further. They have to wait behind it, and that will allow Sprout to get into a good position on the B-bomb site, ready to deal with this push that's about to come through from Winstrike. Faven in such a strong angle, he's also got backup. It's hard to see a world in which Sprout don't win this unless Winstrike step up with a few kills, and it's going to be Kito with the first frag. Molotov pushes Faven into the open, but it's perfect for him. 2 kills collected, and a 10-5 half from Sprout secured. Like you said, it actually turns out to be a pretty one-sided affair for Sprout.
Yeah, just last 4 rounds in a row, right? Locking it in, and 10-5, you cannot be too disappointed in that if you are Sprout. Especially considering this is a map that Winstrike do frequent. It's not going to be enough. 10-5. Odds are looking damn good for Sprout over on GG.Bet. Or, well, not good for Sprout. Do you say that's good or not good? I don't know.
I'd say it's pretty good. 1.04 for Sprout.
I mean, also awful odds because you're not winning any money there.
Exactly. I think it's great odds for Sprout, but awful odds for someone who's a neutral and wants to bet on the game. Unless you're a big Winstrike fan.
Or, yeah, no. We'll leave it at that.
We'll not discuss it any further. I'm sure we'll end up making someone hate us in the world.
You're doing that right now to me, Dinko.
Am I?
Keep that mouth shut, okay?
Okay, I'm sorry. You can cast the rest. I'll get up. I'm gone.
Yeah. Halvor, tag in.
He's still locked up. We have him in the corner again.
Yeah.
He's back in his cage, in his rightful place. We'll let him free again.
World's squeakiest cage.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully getting back into things after this short pause. Got lots of utility in for Sprout. We've got a kit on Edward. Nothing really noteworthy with the buy. With double smoke, very high possibility we see a long take. Because I'm not sure what else you'd need 2 smokes for. Unless you're using them separately, like one up cat, one on long corner, or one in cat, one in B.
You could have one for the Xbox.
Yeah.
One for the Xbox, one for cat. A couple of possibilities, but we'll see. The only way to find out is we get to see what happens, and it will be Sprout on the T side heading their way towards long. You made the right assumption so far. Here you go. And there's 2 players sitting there. Speedy is going to be the first man taking the fight, and he will do so much damage onto Kvik. He's dropped to 7 HP and might just end up hitting the deck here as they all peek in towards him. Team damage coming in, but eventually there is a kill coming right through, and Mirabit will be able to pick up Edward. That's pretty much a done deal. That should be one in the bike for Sprout.
Yeah, surely, right? I mean, we saw Sprout win a ridiculous, 2-on-4 retake with USPs in their pistol round, but I don't believe in this one, really. Mid's locked in by Faven. Does miss this shot, though, so there's a chance, and I don't want to say it's over before it is. CSN getting a 1-for-1. They'll take that every day of the week. A 3-on-1 now for Bondic to fight up against. Kito's on the site, and he's even getting wrapped from the short side as well. Got to watch his behind. Kito's just stalling, and there's a P250 to finish it off. So 11 rounds to Sprout with a pistol round locked in the second half. Assuming they can actually shut down any potential force buy from Winstrike, this might just be a done deal.
Yeah. Sprout is certainly growing into this game. 11-5. You know, I would not have predicted it to go this way after that sort of back and forth we had in the middle of the first half. To say that we'd move into the second with Sprout up 11-5 would be pretty incredible, but obviously they salvage it towards the end of the first half and, well, picking up the pistol in such a convincing fashion. It's hard to see a world in which Sprout dropped the ball here. It's on to Winstrike to step up to another level. Interesting setup coming in. Double stack towards the door here, they're boosted up. They've got 3 players on the short position. Perhaps explosions towards middle can be expected. But all of Sprout are going towards long pretty much, apart from 1 player left lurking over. That's Favorite in the tunnels.
It's pretty much hard countered. The one, or I guess 2 things Sprout could have done, you know, essentially avoid middle, and they win the round without any contest. They could have rushed B, they could have pushed long, and they did the latter of the 2. Faven just trying to stall as long as he can, get some kills maybe to make some money, but he got wrapped from spawn, so they grab a UMP, but it's not really anything to write home about. They're looking for exits as well, trying to take down as many players from Winstrike as they can, because in reality, they don't know whether this is a force buy or not.
Oh, taking damage. Searson, he's dropped the 25, and well, he's not as bold as he once was, and he'll fall away. Spitty will take down Norbert, leaving a 4v4 to ensue. Just the damage here from Winstrike is a bonus, as the line will take away Mirbit. They're going forward, they want more kills. And well, they've walked right into Keto, who's ready for it. Spitty in behind might just get rid of the last 2 remaining players. If he can drop them quickly here, that would be perfect, but runs out of ammo. And Bondik will save the Galil into the next one. 12-5. Again, we were kind of talking about this yesterday, Hugo. We are both definitely glass half full kind of guys. Very positive.
Yeah, I don't know if I am really. Had a long think about that one.
I mean, we have just brought up that they've saved a Galil. If that's a positive in anybody's mind, you have to be somewhat a positive person.
Hey, it could be worse. It could be a FAMAS. So.
Yes, it could be. So that's a positive way of thinking, though.
Yeah, that is true. Galil half full. Another long take for Sprout. They love this position. They've gone there every round. Flashes up. Kvic's blind in the pit. He's got to wait for support. Edward's going to come in with another flashbang of his own, but the scout is posted. It finds a tag and follows up. Kvik gets 1 from the corner, from the pit rather, but that's all they're going to find. Liam with the AWP though, and double kill, dropping the bomb. Back up on Catwalk. Spitty's going to find the trade, and now the A site is Sprouts.
Well, Winstrike, they have to thank Alive for even having a chance into this one. Great stuff on the op towards the car, and well, Sprout's still not out of it just yet. They've still got the bomb, and they've got the site to work with. Both players coming in from the long position. It's Norbert getting the AK. Spitty walking towards him. It comes down to the timing in Norbert. He will win the fight against Spitty, leaving Mirbit in a 1v2.
He doesn't know they're both there. Surely he's got to realize sooner rather than later, though. Hiding in the smoke. They are just taking their time. They might boost. Oh, that's an angle. He spotted them both, but Bondik's going to find the trade, and Winstrike get the round after all. Spitty, I'm not sure. He just didn't seem to expect that they could be on long so fast. He spent so long running back to get that AWP. By the time he was even posted on the angle, they were already in his face. So maybe not reading the rotate well enough, and that will cost Sprout. Winstrike finally get around, and they are still in this game. That could have been the round that really blew them out of the water, but finally picking up a rifle on the CT side, and they will hold strong for now.
Yeah, a big part of their success there was off the back of Alliant. But Winstrike, it's actually Norbert who tops the scoreboard, and below that is Edward. Bondik having a bit of a quiet game, and from what I've seen immediately watching Winstrike in this new roster was that Edward and Bondik were actually the 2 top fragers, but Alliant has picked up himself a pretty good opening kill, I have to say, through the wall on towards Spitty.
And tags Faven in the same shot. Doesn't get much better than that.
Yeah, you can't complain about it.
Unless you're Sprout.
Then you can. File your complaint. This skin on the SG looks like it's about 3 different skins in one.
Yeah, right.
It's like Harry's shirts at times.
Random patterns.
Yeah.
Sprout trying to work out where the hell to go right now, because Winstrike have bunkered down after finding that first pick. Very passive setups. No picks being given away. Tunnels is being held from Lion here, but Citizen's already crossed, so he could be favored if he peeks this wide. but it's such a tight angle. Lane should surely have another kill here if they slow peek this corner. It seems like that seems to be the game plan for Sprout.
There it is, Align with the kill on Amir a bit, looking for more, but it takes damage, trying to fall back. He's got himself 2 already, and that's causing problems for Sprout. Certainly not making it easy for them, as Kito wants to go towards the mid positions, find the headshot on towards Edward. Looks like he wants to smoke off CT, and he's done that. Kvik in behind, though. That's the problem. The trade is in. And well, things are looking so good for Winstrike at this point. They've got the 2-man advantage. There's no real answer from Sprout just yet.
It's done.
And they've just backed off towards long. No time. Or T-spawn.
Yeah, I feel like that could have, if they had maybe 35 seconds, that could have been like the biggest brain rotate ever. Because once they lose a player to Kvik who's pushed long, they know, okay, Kvik's pushed long, so A's empty. That means everyone's either mid, B, or... yeah, well, mid or B, basically. Yep. So they could have caught a timing where they wrap T-spawn to long, take A in a 2-on-4, get a plant, and then, you know, whatever happens, happens. But obviously no time for that rotate. It's because they took too long after losing the first player to decide where they were going to go. And now this game's really getting interesting. Winstrike back-to-back rifle rounds, Sprout on a force buy around these 2 saved guns. This is a pretty awful buy for a Dust 2 T side, but what can you do?
Well, that'll be the question on Sprout's minds for sure. And a good chance of closing this with a convincing lead. And well, they'll look to try and do the same as Searson will take away Kvik early. That's the man advantage. Looking for the follow-up, and that's for free. Edward dropped towards long, and well, this is looking so good for Sprout. 2-man advantage, it might just be tripled here as Kito's trying to hold close. Bondik knows it's a possibility, and Alliance pulled one back.
Yes, it's still winnable for Winstrike. Don't count them out despite the advantage, but bomb going down, and they're just going to bail. They're not even going to reconsider this idea.
There we go. Seriously, the man that just does it all for Sprout.
Fair enough. Winstrike, knowing their economy is not built up on the CT side despite winning multiple rounds, they'd rather keep it intact, because if they go for this retake and they lose it, that's probably the game.
Yeah.
It'd be 13 rounds, they'd be on eco to 14, and they have 1 buy. Instead, at least they get to buy back into the next round, but even so, it's not going to be perfect. Sprout, 13 rounds on this T side. Searson trying to juggle a gun over to Kito.
What a nice teammate.
There we go. Yeah, talk about profit. They come into that round with 3 pistols, and, well, Searson drops immediately 2 guns up on long.
And he even starts his own Uber delivery driving company. But here we go.
Guns are us.
Yeah, I like it. 1.01 for Sprout, 13.51 for Winstrike.
Yikes.
Not looking good at all. If you're a Winstrike fan, for their odds of winning this game. And well, Sprout, they've got a decent buy going into this. The same for Winstrike, with their decision to save immediately, like you said, has given them a great chance of picking this up.
Look at Lion, look at how deep he's gotten himself. He ran through that mid smoke, and he's actually in lower tunnel with the AWP. There's no support at top mid to confirm this, but he might get caught himself. Actually moves out. Surprised he doesn't commit that. That could have certainly been an opening kill for Winstrike. I don't think Sprout would have been ready for it, but instead they move down through lower tunnels. I like that flash. That bounces off the top, and it blinds anyone up on catwalk. Ooh. Careful.
Oh no, you gotta feel like he's gonna be under so much pressure at this point. He's got 1 kill. Flash will go over the top, and he peeks right into 2 people waiting for him. Then Flash doesn't really do the job in the close players. So he gets 1, but it's traded back immediately. 1 minute left on the clock for Sprout to play with. I know they've got mid control, so that gives them so many options.
Back up catwalk, they go. Maybe trying to sell a bit of a long play as well. The smoke comes down for mid to be fake, but that's confirmed that it's not coming through because Bondik's watching it from the doorway. 35 seconds through the Molotov Searson. He was committed, he had to go through, and when Edward finds that kill, Molotov lands at Goose side, but Edward still has a position, and Mirbit waiting at the top of middle, catches Kvik going out on long. That's going to allow him to come late into this round. If they can get the bomb plant down, they can win it off of the post plant, but for some reason they've left the bomb back on Cat. 15 seconds for them to go right back and get it. Norbert might even beat them to the site. This is getting dicey.
Yeah, this is so dicey for Sprout. The only real chance they even have here is because of Mirbit, but they crossed over to the side. They have to start planting right now. It's over. They have to go for the bomb plant. He's off it.
No.
They're going to play for the fight. Norbert knows this. He just hides and Winstrike win it. That is absolutely horrible for
my
Sprout.
God.
That should have been a round win, but they end up losing the time. They forget the bomb.
It took them so long to realize they left that bomb up on catwalk with the body of, I think the first person to go through the smoke, the Molotov that was Searson.
Yeah.
And they were just sitting on Goose waiting while maybe it was catching rotates left, right, and center off of middle. And then boom, they suddenly clicks in their brain, oh wait, we've got 10 seconds and we need to plant the bomb. Dear, oh dear, what a way to fluff around. That was Sprout every day of the week.
That could have won in the game.
Yeah,
That could have won the game as well.
That would have been the game, yeah, surely.
Well, that's the type of mistake that can lose you matches as well. So they have to make sure that they try and bounce back from this. Money's not great here, but they have got AKs. Utility, it's going to be lacking on most players. But if they can use it sparingly and effectively, they could certainly find themselves on a bomb site. Money is also not good on Winstrike, so they've got a pretty balanced buy across the board, all things considered.
Yeah, they could still break the economy both ways.
Definitely a swing round.
More so important for Winstrike than anyone because Sprout have that buffer. Winstrike do not have the luxury. Flash to middle. Kito's going to go through, but there's nothing here. Winstrike have actually boxed himself inside of B right now with 3. Spotting middle from the doors. They don't have that AWP to fight up on catwalk that has been really good at getting them early kills. Winstrike playing retake on A as well. They're giving Cat to Sprout because they don't have this mid control and just doubling down on the long setup. Sprout don't know this, of course, so I'm going to rush into the A site anytime soon.
Well, Flash is going through the mid position. Sprout taking that control. Smoke could go off towards CT as well to solidify it. They've actually even smoked off the boost to cover off a player who's jumped up and looking over the top of the smoke. So well played here. Sprout taking their time, making their way up the B ramp. They're going to put pressure on towards the B bomb site. kvik needs to get at least one, and there it is. Spitty straight back, but Edwards there for one more. But Mirbit again is there with a kill.
Oh, that's a perfect shot from Searson, coming through the smoke and saving his teammate there with the scout. Hopefully he can find an upgraded gun. Doesn't want this for the post plant. No one wanting to plant the bomb. Finally, they got to get it down, allowing Mirbit to get into a post plant, but Nade's coming through, just jiggling here. Great flashbang, but he can't hit a shot. And Bondik's gotten himself into the site. Missed shot from Mirbit, and that was a mess for Sprout.
Yeah, they fluffed it again. At that point, Mirbit is just crouching up and down. You get lactic acid build-up, and you can't keep going.
Yeah, that's a good way of putting it.
He skipped leg day at the gym. And there it is, 13-9. This scoreline could have been a very, very one-sided affair for Sprout, but because of a couple of mistakes, they've allowed Winstrike straight back into it. And the swing round we talked about has put the economy of Sprout into a very sticky situation. They're going to go for the deco. Mirbit decides to go with Kevlar, but the rest sticking to the glassed eagles, apart from Searson.
If the AWP is a glass cannon, what's an armless eagle?
A glassed eagle.
Wow, he's really
creative mind here.
hit the nail on the head there. Next level.
It's just a stupid question, Hugo.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that at all. Stupid question gets a stupid answer. Well, 13-9. Sprout having to take an eco finally. It took Winstrike a while to even be on pistols in the first half. Whoop. kvik taking down Spitty early on long, and Sprout's still going to commit with this, sending more players out late.
Ooh, there's no way Bondik doesn't get one kill here, surely.
Especially not with his teammate,
yeah, with his teammate backing him up, yeah. But maybe that's the way he doesn't get a kill, because Faithen takes them all.
Ah.
Or a line, shall I say. Crossover, it's going to be Kito with the headshot. Maybe it is on Bondik to step up here. He'll look towards the Xbox. There's the kill from Edward. Bondik looking for some action, but Edward's taking all the kills here towards the mid position. Doesn't quite see, but Bondik will assist him. And well, Searson, 1v4, minute left on the clock. He's over towards A, and he's been spotted from kvik at long range. Very accurate with the MP9. Well, that's 3 in a row for Winstrike, and it's 13-10. They reach double figures.
Yeah, it would completely confused as to where that player was in lower middle. It was actually directly below him. Just here. But either way, a round is a round. Winstrike will take it. Double digits now locked in here for the CIS side. Sprout An AWP on Searson. Armor behind it as well. There's another single AWP on this Winstrike side of things. They've not really been too keen on the double AWP.
Ooh, well, ESLOne is certainly a player that can do it all. So, missed shot though, and he'll have to fall back in towards the A-bomb site.
Ooh.
This is some great aggression from the CTs, but that's an opportunity from Searson missed. He could have got the early kill there on Edward.
Winstrike, great utility usage just to keep Sprout back. Constant flashbangs, bombarded. kvik still up here on Catwalk as well. Got that double setup for Winstrike that Sprout were keen on running, sometimes even 3 players, so... Flash coming up, Spitty going to try and join k1to here, but they could line up for him. Oh, he changes weapon at the worst timing. Edward going to come back in with a double and a triple, dropping the bomb. Molotov's up on Catwalk, but it doesn't matter. He doesn't need to retreat. Winstrike lock in a dominant round, and this is starting to get very, very worrying for Sprout.
Yeah, they're falling apart at this point. The lead they had was so dominant, but they've just let go, and Winstrike, well, once you give them an inch, they take a mile, and they're coming right back into this game, even looking like they're great on an individual level. Edward stepping up, shutting them all down towards short, no trade coming through. And I'm liking this aggression. They're playing very proactively on the CT side now. They're not sitting back, they're not playing passive. They're bringing the fight to Sprout, and it shows that they're not scared.
Oof. Spitty even getting tagged to 4.
Sprout's just going to go over towards B with pretty much every player at this point, straight away.
Yeah, not a lot you can really do here, though. Norbert's in the corner, and that nade finishes off the job. Deep smoke, Norbert's ahead of it, theirs as well. They think they've got a clear path. They haven't got anything close to that. Norbert looking for more. Pistols even out. He's going to have to fall back and reload, but his job is done. 5 on 2. He's going to try and get more. Will get one through this smoke, and k1to's up on Catwalk, but past 1 kill, I wouldn't expect even that, really. Oh, he's been spotted.
Yeah, he's not really long for this world, is he? ESLOne coming towards him, there's the kill. And 13-12, only 1 round separating the 2 teams, and well, Sprout have certainly let go of their lead. They'll come back into this one with a bite. Searson on the AWP has had quite a few opportunities that he's actually missed, and that's not something we usually see from him in this match, at least. He's been pretty consistently hitting his shots in the first half, and a little bit of a drop-off here.
Can't afford to have it here, though, now. We talk about how, you know, earlier we're at like 13-8, and we're saying, oh, you know, Sprout have the room. Well, now that room is no longer a factor. Now it's Winstrike in control of this half. Sprout have got to finally get a T-side round. It's been so long. Molly's on long, Mirbit's boosted now. If they go aggressive, they won't expect a player up close, and kvik gets caught by Mirbit just falling off of the top. That deep Molly made kvik think he was safe. He was anything but. Sprout, no need to overplay their hand. They slow it down. Still a player on the car for them to deal with. Edward's flanked all the way through top mid. He's going to come in on that long position. Norbert doesn't need to peek. He just needs to stay alive and delay for Edward to find multiple kills here, and I'm pretty sure he will. No one's watching it.
Well, Edward, he's got 1 on the Spitty. There's going to be his teammate dropping though. And that will be Norbert taking the kill on towards Mirbit. It's into a 3v2. Back and forth they go, but suddenly Sprout turn it on its head. It's Norbert alone, has to do it all, and well, he won't be able to do so as k1to comes in. It's 14-12, and Sprout looking a little bit better there on that one. But still, there was weaknesses. Yeah,
that one from a hugely favourable round for Winstrike to just on its head in seconds. k1to coming up on Catwalk and finding 2 kills in that 4-on-2, or 3-on-2.
Well, something you pointed out earlier was the fact that Winstrike don't really want to go towards the double AWP, but now they've done it. Norbert's got an AWP, ESLOne's got an AWP to play with. We'll see if that's a winning factor for them.
Sprout speeding up the pace here. Not towards long, towards Cat, very fast. Edward trying to line up a double again, but he's only going to find 1. Damage to Spitty, but Cat control has been gifted to Sprout. He's going to just throw a Molotov, pick up another one, but he's being pushed at the same time. Does he realize that smoke landing right in front of the Molly? kvik could get flashed through as well. He won't. Yes, he will. It's coming, and he'll get aggressive.
Spitty just had no idea that was happening.
He didn't even know it was being pushed from the start. That's the issue. Didn't know kvik could even be behind that smoke, let alone through it. Sprout's still going to go towards A because they've got a player out on long, so walking up into this AWP, and even once they've got past that, there's 2 more players on Cat.
Well, Flash is ready. Going towards long position, but it won't be Sprout just sitting back inside of the pit. 1 minute on the clock as they start to make their way through. They've got the deficit, and Alliance got the op on short. This should be good for at least 1 kill unless he's flashed off the angle or the smoke cascades his vision. He'll flash himself off towards long. Another one coming in as well. They want to get control of this A-bomb side. They don't want to make it easy for Sprout. They don't want to have to play for retic. They want to stop them from getting there. And that'll be the kill from Alliance. Faven will throw the Molotov up towards the short position, but they don't know that Kvik's closer to the boxes.
Oh, open plant as well. It's safe, but anything but safe right now because Kvik is in that smoke. Has he been spotted? I think so. Favin's ready for it. He's going to hit the shot. Nade coming in actually hurts Kvik as well. Searson waiting for that peek in CT, and he'll get it, but not in the way he wanted. Norbert finding another kill, and Favin needs 4 kills in this round to win this. Molotov pushes him back, and Norbert just keeping up the pressure, allowing his team to move in. Favin, there's no way in hell he's getting out of this one alive, and Winstrike 13 rounds. As soon as Sprout lock in a 14th, that's when they respond.
Yeah, here we go. It's going to be that back and forth again. Money still there thanks to the bomb plant for Sprout, though. So another buy can come in. And another opportunity, but this time to reach map point. We knew it had the possibility to be a close affair, and well, it just proves that Group B certainly is one of the more open fields. With the way Optic played earlier, it wasn't the most convincing of performances. Yeah. So really, it's anybody's game at this point.
I mean, yeah, I wouldn't even just say it's not. I wouldn't even just say Optic didn't perform how we wanted them to. I'd say B-Pro performed better than we expected by a big margin. So now that certainly pulls up into question, okay, are B-Pro going to go 0-2 out, or could they beat whoever loses this game? There's a very good chance. But, I mean, we don't even know who's won this one yet. That's still up for question, up for debate. 13-14, money in favor of Winstrike, but rounds in favor of Sprout, which will come out on top. Cat push for Edward, and he can't move back in time. Keto hits a shot. Kvik's still here. They won't be ready for a second player, but that's a good nade. Should definitely throw out his smoke as a result. Caught with a nade in hand again. Not the first time that's happened to Kvik up on Catwalk, and Favin opens up once more for Sprout. 4-3. Norbert alone on the bomb site. He's got to hit some shots, and what a time to come alive, but the wall bang with the AWP will keep Sprout favored.
That is a nut shot from Spiddy. Right through the box, pulls it right back in favor of Sprout. Missed opportunity, though. He has to use 2 smokes to cover off that cross, and that gives a small window of opportunity for a line to perhaps have picked off that kill. But Sprout, they'll keep their advantage afloat. The bomb is planted, and the lone players are just trying to lock down the site. They also have a player in short. So much control here for Sprout to play with. Well, Winstrike, they've got to find these kills quickly. Bonded close, there's a gap to play with, has his teammate. Do they want to go for the boost? This is a great play, great decision, great kill, but Favin's there for the trade. The last player is Bondic, and they know exactly where he is. He needs to pull off the 1v2. Once towards long, once is on his short, and well, he looks the wrong way, and Spiddy takes the kill. It's map point for Sprout. They finally reach 15.
That's a nice angle held by Spiddy in the end there as well. He's holding long, but he's not holding the CT walkout. He's holding the walk-up ramp, knowing that, if anyone's walking up ramp, they're not going to have their eyes on long. They're going to have their eyes on the site. So perfect corner peek from him, and 15 rounds locked in by Sprout. You called at the start this is going to be a close game. Well, this has been everything. Well, I was going to say everything but and more. That's not real English, so this definitely has been close.
We all would have understood what you meant, though. That's the important part. It is going to be perhaps the end to this very close affair between Winstrike and Sprout. Flash comes through. Mirbit is the front man. He's got the SG, but Kvik is still in the corner. Surely they check his position. Kvik is just sitting here with the MP9. He's going to be waiting for someone just to walk around the corner. You need to be close and personal. That's when the fire rate of this SMG can be deadly. With the backup of Edward and Bondic as well, this long push might get stopped as the grenades come in. It's going to be the peak of Kvik, but it's Keto with the kill. Bondic yet to find the trade, but it's a line that will step up for that. And there's the other. Bondic picks that one up, and it's actually Winstrike who have the advantage.
Yeah, Sprout are like, no, we're out of that one. 4 players on long, not our cup of tea. They want to run right back towards B, and Spiddy's found a timing out through middle in the meantime. This could be huge. They're going to try and come through the smoke themselves, though. Smoke in front of that. Spiddy watching the door. Norbert peeks it. Gives away the fact that Spiddy is at least here, but he's not going to commit to running up towards B. He wants to cut off these rotates, but the issue is they need to get the kills inside of the B site. There's Edward down and Cat. Norbert drops the bomb. Needs one more kill, and Favin's already low HP. This could be the kill that brings Winstrike into overtime. It's going to break the money as Sprout. They need this round here and now. Another kill coming through. Bonda gets aggressive. The trade is there from Alian, and it's a one-on-one with the bomb in the open. Alian going huge, and he will win the round for Winstrike. 14-15. I think we've got another overtime on our hands, Dinko.
Yes, 2 best of 1s, but it's pretty much worth 2 best of 3s at this point.
Feels like
it feels like a long affair between these 4 teams we've had today. Group B is definitely a closely contested one, and while it has been a back and forth affair, will it be overtime, or will Sprout break the hearts of Winstrike 16-14? They've got a buy coming in themselves. It's weak, but it's got Deagles, it's got AKs, it's got utility. Certainly a buy that can win this as Winstrike. Well, they've got the chance for the first kill, and it is Alian taking the shot, but it's not lethal. Favors dropped to 16.
Remember last time Sprout had a buy with 3 Deagles and 2 AKs? Or 2 rifles, rather. They won it. It was Searson getting a double opener on long. That being said, the long control has really been tightened up for Winstrike since that point. In fact, now to the point where they've completely given it up. Just post the AWP, backing Goose. And he's duck hunting right now. Very slow default here for Sprout. They have got to be sweating in this round. Walking back towards B with a bomb as well. Still 2 players on long to try and sell this fake. And considering how passive Winstrike are, this might actually completely over-rotate them. Yes, Edwards moved out of the doors. B's now going to be open for the taking in Alian. He's not peeking out wide enough to spot how many players are coming through. That smoke shields his vision. Look at these rotates from Winstrike. And Sprout are walking right into a nearly empty B bomb site. It's only Norbert, but maybe I shouldn't have said only. He's found 2 kills. Spinny going down through the smoke, and that is a mess of a round for Sprout. Only Favin left, and I think this one's locked in.
Yeah, it is going to be overtime. 35 seconds. Favin off towards long. The bomb inside of the B tunnels. Just a matter of time. More Favin hits the deck, and we hit the bonus rounds. And definitely making it long-winded. He wants a couple of kills, but Edward will drop in, and there it is. Overtime coming right up. Sprout, the mistake we talked about earlier, leaving the bomb on short, that pretty much could have confirmed a win for them. That does come back to bite them.
Yeah, it might loosen the game if we see Winstrike take this momentum forward. They have been the ones pulling the comeback into reality. This was like 13-8 at one point. It's now 15-15. So if you're Sprout, you're the one on the back foot, I think, coming into this.
Definitely. So a pause coming in is much needed. I would say for both teams at this point, they want to make sure that they're all on the same page. They're ready to go in overtime. Money's no longer a factor. And that's something that has been a big factor for both teams earlier in this game, because it was been so back and forth. It's been a game of who has the money. But now that that's no longer a problem, we'll get to see full buys against full buys all the time.
Well, eventually.
Yeah, eventually.
Yeah.
We are waiting for quite some time. I wonder what this shop is. This GTS shop.
I don't know. My Arabic isn't great.
No, mine either.
Needs a bit of work. Well, those odds, they've changed.
They definitely have.
I think Winstrike are favourites, but because of how this game has gone and how we got to overtime, I think those odds, like, I see why you would keep Sprout as the favourites, obviously. You're not just going to flip now that we hit overtime, but I think there's a very good odds for Winstrike.
Definitely. I think it's very hard to call still. It could be anybody's game. And with the odds being still, relatively good, if you go with Winstrike, could be a good one. Because Winstrike certainly have a really solid chance of picking this up. I wouldn't have said so coming into this game. I think obviously it's going to be close, but I would always pitch Sprout as the favourites to win it. I think they showed that earlier on in the game as well, but they definitely have dropped off. And there's a couple of decent German players within the wins at the minute. Obviously Dennis is sort of disembarked from the Sprout train and went on over towards greener pastures, perhaps a big, but it never
for 2 months
didn't really work for him. So
that sucks as well, right?
Really
he
badly
leaves
for
Sprout.
him.
Sprout get good. He joins Big start getting bad. And now Big just completely reconstruct their roster and get rid of him.
Yeah.
And now Sprout like, well, we're good. We don't need you now, Dennis.
Exactly. What does that sort of give the impression of Dennis to other teams?
I mean, I guess
obviously it doesn't work out like that.
But point. The way I was looking at it was like, wow, that sucks to be Dennis, because he really just got the worst end of both sticks. But maybe, maybe there's some correlation. I can't comment. I don't know.
It's probably not that, but it's just sometimes coincidences happen, and
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't, just because a team makes a change and they get better doesn't mean that, that player was holding them back. It just means they got in someone better or the players they added made them view the game in a new way, for example. Doesn't matter anyway. Sprout into overtime now. T-side looking to continue. They want to go right in towards B at the start of this round. They have not gone for many B rushes, and I don't blame them with Norbert on the other side. He has been a beast to contend with.
Well, Smoke ready to go in towards the tunnels. Sprout looking to try and come on through as Bontic will hold on. It's going to be Norbert with the pickup. Keto falls, the second coming through as well. And they'll try and spray away, but it's Bontic still alive in the corner. He'll peek through. It's his kill. And, well, this is as easy as it comes for Winstrike. All the kills come in. Not a single player drops. And, well, that's a good start to overtime.
The first 3 players to run into B, just tunnel vision car. No one even looked at sight. The second they got through that smoke, they're just swinging towards the right side. And Norbert just mows down 3 players. I mean, yeah, Sprout need to work on their BXX.
Yeah, their calls are very basic, it feels. Like, obviously when you hit overtime, that's when things start to become a little bit more dry because you've tried everything. But it seems like we're just going to run B and just hope for the best. And how many times have they done that and they've just been shut down by Winstrike?
I don't think Sprout have even won a round on B. Maybe that's a bold claim, but maybe 1 round on B this entire game. On the T side, of course, but at least finding an opener in this one. Up through Cat very fast, but Spitty going to get his head ripped off by Edward. 4 on 4. The left side of the map completely open. B has been abandoned by Winstrike, and that could be a problem. Edward's trying to rotate back into middle, but they're ahead of that smoke, and he'll walk right through his. Keto getting the headshot, and B is going to be Sprouts. Finally, the curse has been lifted. They might be able to convert a B round, but as I say that, Bondic getting kills through smokes, dropping the bomb in middle again. At least time isn't the problem for Sprout, but Kvik certainly could be.
Oh, well, there it is. Searson, his head is off. And Keto into a 1v3. The bomb, it's recoverable, but where can he go with it? That's the problem. Once he picks it up, he may have it, but getting anywhere near a site is the more difficult part. He'll back up in towards the B bomb site. Still a player inside of the tunnels. The B bomb site is certainly the way to go. And Keto will get the plant in. That's at least something. He's a 1v3, so more players to find. Kvik is just waiting on his teammates to get in position. Keto would love him to peek in towards the tunnels and turn it into a favorable fight for him, but it won't happen for him. Kvik, he waits for it, the timing's well played, and the patience pays off. It's another run on the board for Winstrike.
Yeah, nice play from Kvik. Keto checks it and just assumes it's empty because he sees no one there, and then completely opens his back up to tunnels. Kvik coming in late, and Winstrike winning the round, 17-15. 2 in a row here in overtime. It's certainly looking like they are dragging the momentum forward from that initial, well, CT side, and not really initial, but last CT side. They really pulled this one back to overtime. Double AWP continuing here for Winstrike. Maybe not expecting that B rush. I wouldn't blame them. Sprout need to stay away from that site, I think.
Well, Molotov comes in towards Long, and that'll force Searson away. And a big part of Sprout's early success on their T side was the fact that Searson was finding those opening kills. You know, even with the Krieg, he was finding kills on the openings and pretty much was solidifying them around wins, but he's been shut down a lot of the time and held off from Winstrike, and that's caused problems for Sprout. They don't know what to do after that.
Ooh.
They've got to source another way of finding that opening, and Keto might just be the man to do it towards CT.
There it is. Edward taking the advantage as Keto holds on to CT spawn. Nice flash as well. It was a pixel gap for Searson. He gets fully whited. Doesn't get much more accurate than that.
Perhaps a little bit of luck playing into that one.
Just a tiny smidgen.
"45 seconds. Sprout still have plenty of options available to them with Winstrike just sitting back on the bomb sites.
Going mid to B.
Smoke for the CT cross. Problem is here, Norbert's on the back box with an AWP, and Bondic's holding doors with an AUG, so this is going to be so difficult to try and find a way into the bomb site as Norbert accurately takes down Faven. Mirabit up towards the window. For 20 seconds left, they've got to go quick here, Sprout. They can't waste any more time. Eventually, they'll have to run in towards the bomb site. Norbert spots the barrel. There's the kill, and that's the bomb. That's the round one, and it's map point for Winstrike.
18-15. I mean, I've never seen so many B attempts that have gone so drastically wrong. Not even a kill in that round for Sprout. They seem to maybe exhausted their playbook coming into overtime. At least the side swap is going to mean Winstrike has the pressure on them to make a move. But even though Sprout's CT side initially was so good in this map, they only need to lose one round and then the game is done.
Well, this could be the last round here coming right through. Winstrike, they've got the AWP in the hands of ESLOne, SG, Kavik, and Edward wielding those. They start to make their way in towards the middle. ESLOne will be there with the AWP as Kavik already out towards long, playing us out of the smoke. It's ESLOne with the first pickup, looking good for Winstrike. They've got the man advantage, only a few more kills to find.
Smoke on that Molotov. Liam wants to go right past it. Flash is above Faven. He's okay. Still a one-on-one that Liam probably wouldn't expect a player in such a close position. Faven going to go through the smoke. That could work against him because Liam's actually killed a player on the site. They think short was clear, and he's got a chance to go back. Faven swapped position. He will get the kill. The bomb's been dropped up on long. Kavik picking it back up, but still a player is committed to the site. Faven's in the corner box. They still think he's on catwalk.
Molotov goes in towards the short position. Faven already close behind the boxes.
Oh,
They're going to run him down the check in the corner. He's going to drop, and that's perfect. Winstrike with the man advantage. And Kikto, 1v2 needs to happen here. If he wants to keep his team alive, it's been flawless from Winstrike in overtime, and Kikto has got the kill. 1v1 up against Edward, and Edward's holding the aggressive stance, but they know exactly where he is, and he connects the headshot. 19-15, Winstrike win in overtime, and while Sprout, they fall short.
What a game from Norbert and ESLOne as well. Really, like the standout players, young gamers on the server, and taking it at home against Sprout, who had such a big lead at the start of that map as well. I mean, dominant first half, even looked in like 13-8, and then we started to see Winstrike piece things together. And yeah, Sprout are not going to be happy about that one. I can tell you that much.
Yeah, not at all. Considering the lead they had moving into the second half was so strong, they closed it out in the first half. They developed a lead going into the second, and then a couple of mistakes started to arise, and that's when everything just fell apart.
Yeah, now that Sprout, unfortunately, moving through to the lower bracket match here in Group B, they're going to be facing off against the B Pro guys, and Optic, obviously being the winners of that game earlier, are going to take on Winstrike in our next best of 3. So now we get to see who's going to be getting out of the group. Yeah,
there's been weaknesses for both sides coming into this. This best of 3 promises to deliver. Make sure you join us after the break, though, because that best of 3 winners matchup is coming right up.